Hi, welcome to this video, and this is my brand new soldering station from Pace. Pace is an American company, it's made in America too. So it's a rare thing. So made in USA, which is pretty cool. Everything's made in USA. Um, so it's pretty cool. I live in Canada, and I struggled for many years with a crappy soldering iron. Um, yeah, I guess it was made in China. It was not gonna knock Chinese stuff because there's all different quality of stuff from every country. So I'm not gonna like get into saying USA is better or China's better or anything like that. Let's just leave that alone. We live in too much of a political climate, anyways. So, anyways, this is a beautiful MBT station. It's from Pace, and I don't know what year it came out. I think it came out in the 80s or 90s, maybe. Um, I'm just trying to look up information on this online. Let's see if I can see anything. So I'm pretty sure it came out a few years ago. Um, it's not their newest models either. It's a few years old, but as you can see, it's in really good shape. And as usual, I bought it on eBay because I buy a lot of stuff on eBay. And so yeah, it's a Pace made by PACE Pace. It's an American company, and they make soldering equipment. And a lot of people I don't even think know about Pace. Um, I didn't even know. Um, I looked for soldering stations on eBay, and then I found them. I found it. Okay, so I paid the total that I paid was 141, like $142 including shipping. So the unit item price was $99. So that's for just the main unit for this was $99 plus shipping. So that's what I got it for. And what's really cool about it is it's very old school. It doesn't even have a digital readout, which is no big deal to me. Um, but the other cool thing about it is that it has air pressure and vacuum all built into the same unit, which is really kind of cool. So it's got a vacuum. I haven't even tried the vacuum or the pressure, or the air vacuum or the air pressure. So I would have to say that some of the Pace MBT stations are quite expensive, even into the thousands of dollars. Um, uh, I don't know how much they were new, but I can imagine that this station was probably maybe $400 or $500 new. It's actually one of their most basic ones. So yeah, they're the fancier ones. They have the digital output, and the fancier Pace stations they also have two outputs. So you can use two soldering irons at the same time. You could use a soldering iron and a vacuum, like a solder sucker. You can use a soldering iron and tweezers. Um, uh, you can use a soldering iron and a hot air gun as well at the same time. So they have two digital outputs or two like analog outputs, or two outputs with analog readings or digital readings. I think they even make one with like three or four outputs, like that's super expensive, like the deluxe model. Um, so they're quite nice stations. So, anyways, yeah, this is Pace, made by Pace, all made in USA. The build quality is really nice on this. The build quality is just absolutely beautiful. Um, it just feels like it's quality through and through. It's a nice looking machine too. It's a nice looking station. Um, and it's got like this dial that shows indicates Celsius and Fahrenheit right here. So I have it set right now at 375 Fahrenheit, or sorry, 375 Celsius, which is around 700 Fahrenheit for soldering. And I'll give you the rating on this unit. This unit is I'll give you the model and the rating for this one. So this is the MBT 101A system. Consists of a PPS 75A power source. So this one's the PPS 75A, I think. It's 115 volt AC, 60 hertz version. Um, uh, so I think that's what it is. Let's see what the power is. Okay, so for the MBT 101A system, PPS 75A, it operates at 97 to 127 volts AC, 50/60 hertz, 86 watts, 0.75 amp typical, 120 watts, 1 amp maximum. So anything between 86 and 120 watts and 0.75 and 1 amp. So it's a nice system. It's a really nice system. And I'll turn it on just so you see it turned on. Now, as you can see, the green light goes on. It's called a SensaTemp. That's their technology at the time, was called SensaTemp, SensaTemp. And it says SensaTemp right here. And their new one is called IntelliHeat. That's their new system, is called IntelliHeat. I guess that's their trademark technology for their soldering stations. I'm going to tell you too that I had to buy this from Pace. This one's brand new, and I got this from Pace. It's brand new. This part, because I needed to buy this to use it, and so I had to buy this from Pace. This comes with the holder as well. It's a nice metal holder, and I also had to buy a set of tips. So I bought, like, they have a variety pack of tips, and so there's the tips right there. And you get this little tool. And the tool has a little screwdriver on it built in. So there's the tool, and it's got a little screwdriver right on the front of it. And you just turn it like that to loosen it, and you can pull it out. Pull the tip out. There we go. So I can pull the tip out, put the tip in, and then tighten the tip in. So they have a variety pack of tips. One thing about this soldering iron that you can see, it's quite wide right here, and it's quite wide right here. So one of the things where I ran into problems was I have to solder into really, really tight areas sometimes with doing my radio projects on the vintage radio that I have. So this is, I find, a little bit wider than I'm used to. So it's just for these older systems, they don't make a super slim soldering iron. For the new ones that are IntelliHeat, the new Pace systems, they make super slim soldering irons. But as you can see, this is a really, really nice tip. Nice, tiny, small tip. And that's really good because I have been doing some like micro soldering as well. And as you can see in the stand, I'll show you the stand. The stand is like super metal. It's all metal. It's quite heavy. There's the stand. It's all metal and quite heavy. And there's a place where you can hold your extra tips right here. Now this soldering station has a lot of power. It has a lot of power. See, when it starts blinking, when the green light starts blinking, that means that the it's up to power. Like there's enough power in the unit now to run it. So I'll show you. We'll try to do a little bit of soldering just to show you that it has like a really good amount of heat coming out of it. Um, it's it really, really is a nice soldering iron. Um, I have to give this, like, it's so much better than my other soldering iron. Um, because what happens is that um, when you're soldering, what happens is you're soldering um, a section of solder, and it's on a big piece of metal. And what happens is the heat dissipates throughout the piece of metal, and so then it takes a heck of a lot longer to solder for some soldering stations. And so you'll find it really slow going when you're trying to solder, especially on solid metal. Anything to do when you're soldering solid metal, or any place where you're soldering where the heat just is getting sucked out of your soldering wand. So this is a really great station because it has non-stop power. So when you're soldering something that takes a lot of heat, it sort of compensates. So it'll compensate, so you'll get enough heat to melt the solder, even if it's on a big, metal section. Um, this is like why this soldering um, is so fantastic. And believe me, when you do a lot of soldering, you'll notice it. It'll save you so much time. So I think these MBT stations are great, from Sensitemp, from Pace. Um, they're actually a really good deal if you can find them. There are a lot of them used on the market, and they're anywhere from $50 to $250. I wouldn't pay more than that because you can get them. Like, why would you pay more? Because you can get them from $50 to $200. So if you're considering buying a new sort of made in China um, system, I'm not knocking the made in China system, but the reason I support made in USA is because um, it's just a world balance. It's like I feel like we should support American products and Canadian products. I live in Canada, but I really think that, we should definitely support American Canadian products. Okay, so it's a used system, but I did buy this from Pace. I bought this directly from Pace. This one. And it's also good, when you're buying used stuff, it's good for the planet too, because less new stuff has to be made. The more people buy used stuff, um, the less the new stuff has to be made, and the less resources we have to use from this planet. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I bought it as well. So yeah, the stuff is not cheap. If you buy directly from Pace, which you should, because they make the stuff for their station. So yeah, this I think was it was definitely over $100 USA for the wand, for the soldering wand for this. It's a beautifully made. One thing it's got a super long. It's got a super long. My cables are all messed up, but it's got a super long cord, which is really really nice, and it's all like really quality. It's super nice quality. Um, Heavy duty. The stand is like super heavy duty, solid metal. It's a really well built thing. So expect to, when you buy a lot of these stations, soldering stations, they don't come with the hand pieces. So you have to buy the hand pieces. You have to find them used, or you buy them straight from Pace. Pace still sells them, the hand pieces that are compatible with their old soldering stations. So they still sell brand new ones. But if you buy if you buy an old soldering station from Pace that's a Sensitemp, make sure you get the matching Sensitemp hand pieces, because the IntelliHeat stations, you can specify the handpiece whether you want it to use the IntelliHeat or the Sensitemp, and the IntelliHeat is the brand new stations, and the Sensitemp stations are the older ones. And so you have to specify that when you're ordering on Pace. It says when you make your order, it says, do you want the order the Sensitemp or the IntelliHeat hand pieces, and the hand pieces are quite expensive too. I just have the soldering to start. I just got the soldering, but they have like hot air as well that you just plug in, and you have this turns the station into a hot air station just with the hot air handpiece. And you can also get um, suction solder suckers um, handpiece for this one as well, and they're quite expensive too. I think they're like $300 or something, $300 just for the handpiece for a Pace, on the Pace website. And then I also, you can see, I bought a selection of Pace tips. They have sort of a variety pack of Pace tips. I think that was also like $30, maybe a little bit more. I can't remember now. And it shipped straight from Pace, and it came quite quickly. It came within a week. It was shipped right away when I bought it. So there's the Pace, I think it's called the Pace International website, or Pace Worldwide. That's the name of the website, Pace Worldwide. And they sell parts for their old Sensitemp systems, like hand pieces. And so you can also get, tips and anything else you need. So this is all one piece. This comes with the holder as well, the handpiece and the holder. So yeah, that's my review of the Pace. I'm not going to do any soldering. I'm not going to bother, but it just works. It works amazingly well. It's such a reliable system. I used to have all sorts of reliability issues with my older. I just grinned and bared it, like with my old soldering station. And I just finally said, forget it. I need a new soldering station. So I'm really glad that I tried this Pace system. So it's not a well-known name, like I can't remember the other companies that are really big in soldering stations, like Hakko. Hakko is a big one, Hakko, and but I thought, like, nobody seems to be talking about this company Pace, and so I thought I would give it a try. And yeah, it's an excellent product, especially when you consider that it has vacuum, air pressure, so you can turn this into a hot air station as well. And again, the thing is like a tank. It's all metal construction, which is just beautiful. It's nice to see that all metal construction, right? And but anyways, it looks kind of sharp too. It's got a nice look to it as well. So anyways, if you're thinking about getting a new solder station, definitely check out these beautiful Pace secondhand stations on eBay, because as an alternative to buying a new station, I think it's well worth looking into. Thanks for watching.